Hello, my name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. Now, the last couple of videos that I did was related around A Course in Miracles. And this will be another one in that kind of ongoing series. And as in the other two, I will take a phrase, a word, a sentence, a small sentence out of the Course and look at it somewhat differently. Now, this week, or this video, we have, I have taken out a phrase that states, and every time I get these, they stand out for me, but I have to think differently of the language. So I'm going to say the phrase. In this case, it's a sentence, small sentence, and then I'm going to reinterpret it or rewrite it. So let's see how well we do with this. And then I'm going to develop a model on my whiteboard that may explain why the Course looks at it this way. Okay, the phrase is, the cause of pain is separation, not the body, which is only its effect. Now that's how it's worded, so I'm going to say it again so you see how the Course in Miracles sets this sentence up. The cause of pain is separation, not the body, which is only its effect. That's what it says. Now, unless you're into the Course, you'll say, well, what are they talking about separation? For our discussion today, we really don't have to get into that because I'm going to reword it without that word separation, because that's intent in how we separate it from our source energy. So the rewriting or the looking at that sentence is the cause of pain. Now I take separation out. The cause of pain is not the body, which is only its effect. And we're going to take a look at that and see what kind of wisdom we can gain from this understanding. So in a moment, we'll change the scene a little bit. And, oh, by the way, we're at a little pond here behind. You can see the pond. And it's a peaceful place to be, quiet place to be. And I hope you enjoy it. And we'll see you in a moment. Well, we are back. And on the board is the title of this video is Pain. Where do you feel it? And I'll have those two sentences on there. The one from the Course in Miracles and the rewriting by just taking that one word out and looking at it differently. Now, in a moment, I'm going to draw a little picture on the board of a body, which is going to be like a little stick figure. And then from there, we are going to discuss some things and maybe appreciate them differently. So I'm going to take a little sip of tea while it's still hot, and then we'll get on with our discussion. I decided to use a new pen, a new marker, because my other one in the last video was a little light. So, in this video, we have to think about the body. So, I'm going to draw, as best I can, I'm going to draw a body. And basically, I think I'll show it sitting down. So we need a body sitting down. So use your imagination, will you? I might have to start this over again, but maybe not. Now, this is where the hand goes. I forgot to draw a thumb, so I've got to put a thumb on it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and here's a foot, and make believe it's sitting down on a chair. And please use your imagination with this. Got to draw the buns a little closer to the back here, and then coming out with the legs. And make believe this a knee. Okay, here we got a foot, a leg, a knee, buns, a shoulder, an arm, a neck, and a happy face. I should draw a happy one on here. I'm not sure how to draw a happy face. Oh, there goes my... There. He's even bald like me, so you don't have to. You don't have to take offense with him not having any hair. Now look at the body. Don't laugh. Look at the body. How does the body interface with the outside world? I bet you never. You know, you say, well, it's just the outside world. I'm all the time in touch with the outside world. No, you're not. You're never in touch with the outside world through the body. The body does not encounter the outside world in any way. Now, you may be saying, well, that's kind of unusual. How does that happen? And I would say that all of the information from the outside world must come through your senses. Now, we talked about that before. all this information, you can look at the model we did two videos ago. You can look at the other ones, the standard model for the illusion, and what it tells you is nothing from the outside no information from the outside can get inside except through the senses. Except through the senses. Now, the senses take the information in, and as we explained several times in the last video also, the first thing that information does is encounter a filtering system, which is a subconscious mind, and using your past memories of the outside information determines what is relevant for you. It's not determined by what's outside. It's not determined how the wind or snowflakes hit the skin. Because when it hits the skin, it is touch. It is the neurons in the not neurons. What do I want to say? Your nerve endings. Your nerves pick up that information and they deliver it to your subconscious mind, who filters it for relevance and then passes that information on to the mind, brain, and central nervous system, which is all kind of connected. So all that information from the outside goes to the mind, brain, and central nervous system after the filtering. So all of it doesn't get inside of you. By the way, none of your senses, through none of your senses, nothing, no molecules of smell, no sound, only vibration gets inside of you. Nothing from the outside gets inside. No physical things. Only how your senses transmit that information as electromagnetic and chemical signals. So, I want to state again, I know I'm running around in circles, so I'll try to bring it down. It's information. It's information that goes inside of you. It's not physical things. It's information. And so you are operating inside, not by physical things, but by information. And so, now, what did I say? Where's your pain coming from? Because all it is physical, is information. There's no pain in the information. It's just information. So, in the past, and I'll put a link up here, we have talked about the finger, and I think that was called ouch, that hurts, and the knee, and how the knee being hurt transmits information, not pain. When you feel your body is, when you say your body's hurt, it's not your body that's hurt. It is a transmission of the information and then the information is interpreted. Where is it interpreted? In the bald head, along with your mind, your brain, and your central nervous system. I keep saying the central nervous system because that is the network that passes the information. So those three things work together, manipulate together, and then through your past experience, you make a determination. Where? Inside of you, wherever that is, inside of you, that this is something that needs to be taken care of. Now, if you hit your knee, you hit your elbow, you put your finger on a hot stove, the pain does not come from the finger being on the hot stove. It comes from the interpretation. And so difficult is that to understand, that the pain is not coming from the finger on the stove, because your conscious mind will tell you it is. You will say, my finger hurts from being on the stove. My knee hurts from hitting it, playing baseball or basketball or football, or falling. The pain is not in the knee, it's in the signal that is interpreted in the mind, brain, and central nervous system. Now, when you start thinking about it that way, you can say, oh, it is the signal that is interpreted inside based upon my past experiences that determine my pain level. That determine my pain level. It does not come from the finger on the stove or getting hit in the knee or hurting your banging your elbow. Even though you hit the funny bone, it still has to go up to the brain and be interpreted, and in that information is the location in the body, and then the conscious mind, who only, now if you remember from the other videos, the conscious mind only sees the inside interpretation. The conscious mind does not see anything outside the body. The subconscious mind does not see anything outside the body. It doesn't experience anything outside the body. The only experience you have when you hit your knee, the only experience is the interpretation in the mind. Oh, and that is such a long way away from our cultural understanding, our medical understanding. But not that far away from the understanding of A Course in Miracles. The understanding in the Course in Miracles is quite clear. You're not your body. Your body is an effect of your mind. The body is an effect. And that's what that sentence says in A Course in Miracles. The effect is what you are feeling. The interpretation in mind first and then a reflection of that interpretation in the body by the conscious mind. The body does not feel pain except as a reflection from the interpretation in the mind, brain, and central nervous system. Now, if you, and I keep mentioning your finger on a stove. Now you know this, so I'm going to draw a line from your finger, because this is the nervous system, the central nervous system. There is, from your finger, there is an electromagnetic and chemical signal that goes up to the brain if you put your finger on a stove, your finger on a hot stove. So you have this information that goes up to your brain. Now that information going to the brain, mind, and through the central nervous system has got to be interpreted. And not only that, it is competing with other signals that are being sent by other places in the body. Now, what might those be? Other things that the body might be sending as information. Internal temperature, signals about body elimination. There's a time to eliminate the body's waste. Is a time to eat. How does the body systems transmit information about everything that's going on? Your finger on the stove is competing for action because, see, when you interpret the signal as we need to take immediate action, you pick your finger up off the stove. See, so this guy would pick his finger up. How does he do that? Well, he's got to operate muscles in his arm. He's got to operate muscles in his arm, pick his finger up. How do those muscles get signaled? Does the finger tell him, pick my hand up? No. It's the brain. Your finger, your arm, the muscles in your arm are signaled to move by the brain. How does the brain know to do that? By the interpretation of the mind, brain, and central nervous system. It doesn't do it by itself. They say, oh, that's muscle memory. There is no such thing as muscle memory. All muscles move by electrical energy generated by the brain. There's no muscle memory. Now, how fast is that? How fast does that information from the brain get down? It's electromagnetic chemical signals. How fast? We talked about how fast things operate in the body in several of our videos. But just to let you know, the subconscious mind, which is doing a lot of this interpretation and transmitting of information, operates at around 400 billion bits of data per second. Much faster than what you think of as muscle memory. That's why there's no muscle memory. It's all coming from the brain, the mind, and the central nervous system. The body is a reflection. The body is an effect of what you're doing in your mind, brain, and central nervous system. Now, your finger that's on the hot stove doesn't feel anything. So I got to say this again. Your finger transmits through the nervous system, transmits a signal. It is the signal that determines, that's interpreted, that determines that you got a problem. It's not the finger. So if you cut this nerve, and some people have that, they feel no pain. It's problematic because it's very bad for them. You say, oh, you don't feel any pain. Boy, that's good. That's not good. Because pain is a signal within the body. Now, the pain is generated as an interpretation in the mind. But in order to do that, you need the signal. You cut the nervous system, you cut the nerve going up there so that you don't feel. You burn your finger, you burn your hand so that you'll have to have it amputated. So not having pain is more of a problem than pain. And some people have that malady. So, again, a couple statements. Okay? I want to read again those two sentences. The first one from A Course in Miracles: the cause of pain is separation, not the body, which is only its effect. Now, as I took out that one word, separation, the sentence turns out, the cause of pain is not the body, which is only its reflection. Oh, I said that wrong. Only its effect, which is an affection in the central nervous system. So, here's the Course. You know what the Course in Miracles is really set up to do? Change your thought process. To begin to see things differently. And we're going to continue on this a little bit, and we'll pick some other small, insignificant sounding sentence or word or phrase and begin to see the wisdom behind it. The wisdom behind this is you are not your body, and your body is only an effect, only a servant of the mind. And maybe we'll take another statement. I'll say it now, and then we'll have to think about it. Maybe I won't, but let's think about it. The only therapy there is psychotherapy. You know why it says that? Because only the mind can be sick. And only the mind needs to be healed. Now, I'll leave you with that thought. And next time we get together, we'll have some more fun. Now, if you have any questions, or you think this is the dumbest thing I ever heard, put your comments below, and we'll see if we can come up with some answers to maybe get a different understanding. So I look forward to seeing you next time we get together. Be good to yourself and have fun with life. And we'll see you next time. Bye now.